Hey guys, so I decided to do another live this week, and I have a more of a local topic that we can kind of talk about, and it's mainly because of a lot of people ask me questions about the Lonestar Rally and arrests, because I don't know if the city of Galveston has put out official numbers yet, but I know we were supposed to expect about 500,000 people and around 250,000 bikes on the island. I can tell you from driving around on Friday, it was pretty crowded on the island, traffic. But basically, I just wanted to look at arrests during the rally. So the rally started on Thursday the 3rd and went through Sunday. And so I went through some of the arrests, or all of the arrests, and tried to figure out numbers. And the easiest way for me to break it down was by looking at just the arrests in the city of Galveston from 11/3 to 11/6. So that would be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. Just in the city of Galveston, it looks like we had 151 arrests. Now, for the same period in the entire county, we had 244. So obviously the bigger number was just in the city of Galveston, which, presumably was because of all the people here on the island. And so then I thought, I could look through the arrests and see what, how much was the majority of what I can see appeared to be alcohol related type offenses, including a whole lot of Class C arrests for like public intoxication. There was an arrest on the island for assault of a peace officer. That was Thursday, and it was on here on the island, so it's hard to know without knowing anything about the case whether or not it was related to the event. But nothing from Thursday other than that one stood out to me. Like I said, there was possession cases, intoxication cases, nothing that I would necessarily say had anything to do with the event, other than the numbers seem high for those days, because just on Thursday we had, well, this is countywide, but on Thursday we had a total of 54 arrests. So Friday picked up a little, we had 60, and again, a whole bunch of driving, well, not a whole bunch, but several driving while intoxicated, so there's like 5 right off the bat. Assault, but the assault was not on the island, that was across the causeway on the mainland. Then there were, it looks like, at least 2 people arrested on the Strand, disorderly conduct fighting, which is a misdemeanor. But I would say that 2 people fighting on the Strand was probably related directly to people here at the rally. Let me see. Anything interesting? There's an unlawful carrying a weapon on the island. Obviously that may or may not have been from a traffic stop. There's some, that I can clearly identify that are not related to anything with the crowds, because, here's one on an arrest of a charge of bail jumping. So that would have been something that someone had pending. Now, why did they encounter the police? I can't see just from the data. Several public intoxications, parole board warrant. Again, it's not going to be related to anyone visiting unless that's the reason they encountered police in the first place. Several off the island, but again, nothing, a whole bunch of intoxication stuff. So then Saturday was our biggest day across the county. We had a total of 77 people arrested, and right out of the gate we got several more DWIs, unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon. And again, the question there, we don't know, is how did they encounter police? Was it rally related or not? We don't know. Driving while intoxicated, possession, DWI, across the mainland, but nothing, kind of what I felt like would happen, we would have a whole lot of stuff related to intoxication offenses. There were also several assault cases, but assaults also tend to happen when people are drinking, misdemeanor assault. But, you know, all in all, it didn't seem to be that big of an event for police, although for the city of Galveston to have 151 arrests in that short time period means that local law enforcement was definitely out and busy. It was in the paper this morning. Looks like we had 3 motorcyclists involved in fatality crashes. Only 1 on the island. I think 2 were on the freeway coming in or out, and then there was 1 person seriously injured. But as far as deaths on the island, we only had 1 as far as the paper reported this morning. We've got a couple of minors in possession of alcohol that was on the island, several DWIs, possession, DWI, possession. Now, some of them arrest on charge of unsafe start from parked, stopped, or standing position. That was on the Strand, so I don't know what that person did, but obviously it was on the Strand, so it had to be rally related. We have another disorderly, two more people charged with disorderly conduct fighting on the Strand, DWI. Another person arrested for unsafe start from parked, stopped, or standing position on the Strand. And so I guess for those of you that may not know, bikes line the Strand, and they kind of just make a loop and everybody rides. Apparently these people were doing something dangerous on the Strand on their motorcycles and got arrested. We have a PI on the Strand. An assault on the Strand. Disorderly conduct fighting on the Strand, disorderly conduct fighting on the Strand, disorderly conduct fighting on the Strand, and then 1, 2, 3 more disorderly conduct people fighting on the Strand. And these are all different people, so I don't know if it was one fight or various fights. You can't tell just from looking at the pure numbers. Sunday we got back down to a total of 53 for the county. Looking, public intoxication on the seawall, unlawful carrying a weapon on Broadway, public intoxication on the Strand, driving while intoxicated on Broadway, DWI on Broadway. Possession on Harbor side. Looks like in the 2500 block, so that's going to be right there by the Strand. But nothing that we didn't expect to see, from what I can tell. Another one, Sealy in 25th, unlawful carrying a weapon. May or may not have been related to anything to do with the rally. DWI, Broadway, DWI Broadway. So it's like I suspected. Most of the law enforcement activity was aimed at people involved in alcohol-related offenses, or the offenses we typically see related with consumption of alcohol. So law enforcement was obviously very busy. The numbers don't seem extremely high to me. When I said we had 151 during that period, just for reference, the weekend before, which was Halloween, I ran the same dates, Thursday to Sunday, just for the city of Galveston, and we had 111. So 151 is not a huge increase over the 111, but obviously it is an increase. I'll start trying to do this more often when we have big traffic weekends, just to see what the numbers do. I feel like years ago it used to be in the paper, but I haven't seen it in there in a while, and people always ask me after an event, or they call me during, like Saturday, hey, how many people have been arrested? So I thought I would do this live and kind of give y'all some of that information. So y'all have a good rest of your week, and hopefully I'll see y'all next week.